All praises to Haya Shura Haya, Bashim Yeshaya Wakadashua. This is Shabar Israel, and today I would like to speak about a prophetic dream and a prophetic vision that the Most High has shown me as of recently. I want to start by the prophetic vision first. I appeared in the open field, and there was a dirt road there, and I was wearing a white robe. There was a church there, and there were people gathering outside to go inside of this church building. And the way it was located, you would say that it was cultish like. And there were people gathering around. They asked me if I was going in. I said, I'm not going in there supporting none of these pastors or preachers. None of them in there. I said, none of these men and women. And so I got close enough to the church, and somebody went in, and I looked through the door, and the pastor was touching people on the head, talking about prosperity, how much money they can get, and just making everything circled around mammon or money. And people were eating it up. You understand me? Men and women. So I said, you see that? Okay. And so I walked back, and then it was more people there, and they was asking me again why I wasn't going in. And it was broad daylight. And so I turned around. There was noises from the sky. And I looked up, and it looked like meteors falling from the sky. They looked white on impact, as they're coming into the earth. And it had a tail behind it. And then I saw Edom's military begin to fire at these so-called meteors, if you will. And then it ended. I received wisdom, instruction, and understanding concerning this. Now, the Messiah told me that Edom's army is not done, and he left it at that. And the Most High has sent Chokmah, and she has labored with me on this. His last and final battle, the Edomite, is going to fight against the coming judgment on the daughter of Babylon, formerly my land, Ozareth. We know the angels of hell are going to bomb this place, and they're going to fight against that judgment. And it's going to be a lot of repercussions from the fallout of this. People are going to die just by them simply fighting against the Most High. You see that? Woe to him that strive with his maker. Now, they actually hit a couple of these so-called meteors coming through. That's what it looked like to me, meteors coming through. They also hit a couple. But every time they would hit some of them, more would come. You see? So there was no escaping this. And I told the Messiah that. He shook his hand. He was like, you very smart, like that. And I said, well, in a way, it's common sense. They got all this technology from the fallen angels. And isn't that ironic? The fallen angels are going to be the one having a hand bombing this place. Because Haya said so, God himself. And let's not forget, judgment begins at the house of the Most High. That's why that church was out there alone by itself, but still had people coming in there charging for the Most High's word and worshiping money or mammon. You see that? Christ told them way back when, these descendants walking around here, you cannot serve two masters. And that other master was money. He's going to strike them first. I don't know how many times he showed me this, but it's always the so-called building and with people in it, Hebrews mainly, getting snuffed out first. Judgment must begin at the Most High. First, his house, the book of Peter. Your pastor, your preacher, your false prophet, your false prophetess, witches that peeping in and out, hypocrites on the corner, Hebrew camps, camp UFO, you name it all. It's coming at the same time for their heads too, first. This is what's getting ready to take place. You see that? And I'm going to explain why in part that the Most High shown me right after he showed me this. So, those who have an ear, let them hear what the Spirit is saying. Chicago will be the first to fall, and Jamestown, Virginia, the last standing. Edom will fight against this coming judgment.